All right. So just for those who came on late, I just played a video, which I probably will repeat at the end, and it was of someone who used the product and had a significant improvement in his health and wellness. And that's why we're here today. We want to share our personal stories um, on how we came to be in this relationship with Zalevo and how it has changed our lives. So I have recorded my story a number of times, so I'm not going to go into mine. If you haven't heard it, then check my YouTube channel and you'll see a full recording of the video of how I totally changed my health, my skin, my hair. And everybody's asking me how at age 54, almost 55, I can have such a full head of hair. My skin looks plump. That's collagen, baby. So I have with me two beautiful ladies who I probably would not have met had it not been for Zalevo. And one of the meaning of the word is inspire. They have inspired me, and we're like family. So we're here to share with you how this product has changed our health, our life, our well-being, and how it can change yours as well. So I'm going to start with my sister Janie, and she will introduce herself. She's phenomenal. She'll introduce herself and she will share her experience with Zalevo, her journey thus far.
Thank you. Yes, yes, because I'm still on my beautiful, amazing journey with Zalevo. So, all right. Thank you so much for letting me be here. I'm so excited about it. I love it. So my name's Janie, and I say that I was born with two things. One, with joy in my heart, and two, with a lot of love. So anyway, that's kind of who I am.
And
Joy and
obvious.
thank you. So okay, so about a year ago, I was it's kind of hard to know where to start. I think I'll start about a year ago. So I had been hoping for something because I was in a lot of pain. I was tired. I was sad. I was feeling depressed. I was feeling hopeless, which was very real for me. Um, I would sit on the couch and um, I would just want to numb out from my life. And so, how I dealt with the stress in my life is I would go to a fast food restaurant. I would um, go and get food and treats and bring them home and sit in front of the TV for hours and just not be present in my life because it was too painful for me. And in my heart, in my soul, and in my body, I was in pain. And so I had been silently praying for help. And I was like, I need something beyond eating clean and drinking water. I need something that is going to help me to be successful because I felt like I was going to die early. And I know that might sound dramatic. For me, though, I really, really was feeling that way. And when I would stand up from the couch, I would, I would have to stand there. My back would hurt and my hips and my knees and my ankles and then I would have a lot of swelling in my fingers and my feet, and my legs. So anyway, that's where I was at. So when I hadn't told anyone about my fears or what I was looking for, but then voila, I was introduced to Zalevo. And when I looked online and I looked at the ingredients, I saw some ingredients that I recognized, and I was like, oh my gosh, I know what that is. Okay. And then I felt my body like being like, okay, please give this to me. I want this in my body. And for the few years before that, I had been doing a lot of work on my inner self, like with my trying to get my mindset in a good spot and my heart in a good spot. It's been quite a journey of discovering what it looks like to love and approve of myself. And part of that was learning to listen to my body. And so anyway, so I decided that day on April 14th, 2021, that I was going to actually enroll. I enrolled as a wellness partner. I hadn't even tried the stuff yet. I just felt like this is the answer that I've been looking for. And I had tried so many things before and I hadn't been successful, but something was different with this. And so I ordered my stuff and I received those amazing formulations in the mail, and I made a little video and I was like, oh my gosh, it's here. And I started putting those formulations into my body. And something about me also is that I cry easy, okay? So just
That's okay. That's okay.
especially where I'm sharing something that's been so life-changing for me.
Mhm.
So I started putting the formulations in my body, and I was surprised at how long I was sustained with one meal replacement shake. I had done like protein. I need to silence this really quick. Hang on a second, please. I'm sorry. Okay, thank you very much. So I had tried like just protein shakes, and then like a half hour later, I was like, okay, I need more food. So I was really surprised with how sustained I felt for a long time because it's an actual meal. It's not just a protein shake. And so, and it is full spectrum and it's bioavailable. And so it just gets right into my body and I love it. So that's with the Ultra 30 meal replacement shake chocolate, because I'm all about the chocolate. So anyway, so I started with that, and then with some of the other formulations, and I decided to go all in. I thought, well, if there's a 30-day money back guarantee, I'm just gonna go for it and really show up for myself. And so I did. So then I did my first intermittent fast. I actually did that with Jill. She helped me with getting started with that, because I was like, well, what do I do now and how do I do this? And she was really encouraging. So I did that, and within that first week of using the formulations, now if I heard someone else say this, I might be like, really? Mm-hmm. I'm telling you, it was amazing, because my the cravings that I had for so long for sugar and for like the what's it called, carbs, not like, I didn't have cravings for vegetables before. I had cravings for like white flour and things like that.
Mhm.
Anyway, it went away. I went to the I went to go to one of the fast food restaurants, and I picked up some fries and a hamburger and some soda, and I brought it back, and I tasted it and I didn't want it. I didn't want it. And it was after doing some intermittent fasting. And because of the burn mode, it helped to usher those toxins out of my body. So I was no longer wanting to put those things in my body because my body was more pure inside. And so it's been an amazing journey for me. It's been amazing. My life has changed drastically in wonderful ways. I now live in a different town than I did. I'm now single, and I am living a life that I want to live. I have the energy to do the things that I want to do. I'm sleeping better. My hair is softer. I didn't straighten it today, but that's okay. This is me and all my yay. My skin is feeling better. I was really lacking confidence, and now I'm not. I feel more confident in my skin, and I have actually released 70 pounds off my body, and that's amazing.
Wow.
So
My
that is
phone
amazing.
fell.
So it feels
That's
good.
awesome.
It is. And something that I really want to share is that when I had thrown my scale out years ago, because I was like, I don't need a scale to tell me that I'm overweight. Then I decided that I would buy a new scale, and when I did, I got on that scale, and thank you, Dominic. Thank you so much. Um, when I got on the scale, it said 300.7. I'm 5'3", so I'm not a but anyway, because of the work that I've been doing on the inside of me and really working on my mindset, when I saw that number, I was like, oh my gosh, I actually got to 300.7 pounds. I'm over 300 pounds. And then I thought, I know exactly what to do. So I turned myself around and I looked in the mirror. I'm going to look right in the camera while I do this. I looked at my beautiful green eyes and I said, my weight does not determine my value or my worth. And I believed it. Mm-hmm. So from that day, at that moment, that's when everything changed. So this is all part of my journey of discovering what it looks like to love and approve of myself, mm-hmm. and treating myself with respect. And my body has loved me for so long and has been through so much. And now it's my opportunity to love my body back and to honor her and cherish her. And so anyway, that's part of my story.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful story. So tell us what a typical day is like. So you get up, you exercise, or you have your shake first, or you have your burn mode. How do you take the products?
Okay, so thank you for asking. So when I get up, I put my eVibe and my burn mode and my collagen 300 together in plenty of water. I shake that up and I drink it down. Sometimes I'll have it in a little bit of warm water. I use my hands when I talk. I'm trying to keep them settled. But I do that first, and then I'll typically go to the gym and do a little workout. Not little, I work out. Mm-hmm. And I've got goals.
Because you have to move, right?
Pounds, and I've got more. So, and I have the energy. So then I come home and I have my Ultra 30, which I love. So I do about 2 scoops of Ultra 30 in, I don't know, 16 ounces of water. That's how I like it. And then, please forgive me. At the beginning, I also have my Fortitude 85, and that is a wonderful way to start my day. And then I have my Ultra 30, and then later on, I'll have another Ultra 30, and I'll have more of my Fortitude 85. And then,
Really? Okay.
yeah,
Nice.
later on in the afternoon, I'll do that. And so, especially while I was going through my divorce, I had a little bit more.
Mhm.
It was really, really helpful for me during that stressful time. And
Right.
so it really sustained me, actually.
Mhm.
And then at night, before I go to bed, I like to have a cup of warm burn mode.
Mhm.
And then I have my Biome Sync trim and my Biome Sync daily.
Oh,
And
you
so
take
I
them at night. Okay.
do. Yeah, I do before I go to bed, because then my food has had a chance to digest, and then it can do its work while I sleep. So working on that visceral fat to go, to help with clearing that fat that's like in the lean muscle,
Mhm.
like
Mhm.
my heart or liver. And so
Right.
that is awesome. That's what I do. That's a
Mm.
typical day.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
How do you make your smoothie? Do you make a smoothie or you just shake your protein powder?
Okay, so I'll tell you what I do. So I have this thing that I love. I wish I had it up here with me. It's called a frother. I
Uh,
have a little frother that I like to use. So I just have my water, and then I put my 2 scoops in there. I use my little frother, and
right.
then I drink
So
it
that's
down.
similar to what they used to make the matcha tea at Starbucks. So it froths,
Yeah,
it creates this froth and thickens it. It
yeah,
smooths it out. Okay, so you don't add
yeah.
anything, no banana, no nothing.
No, I don't. I have had it that way, and it's really, really good that
Mhm.
way. I just like to do it as quick as I can.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
yeah, and as simple as I can, because I am, if I keep things simple, that's best for me, because then I don't want to complicate it. And it's not complicated to make a smoothie. I just want to go the path of least resistance. So for me, it's fun to use my little frother. So
nice. Awesome. So congratulations on your journey so far. Keep us posted and you're radiating joy and love and happiness. And that is remarkable. I know a lot of people struggle with weight and they keep it inside, and they probably they've given up basically. And your story shows that there's hope, that you can turn it around and we don't have to struggle with weight anymore. I want to thank you for being so brave and for being vulnerable and sharing your story with us. Now, I have a few people have joined us since. We have Sharad. And Sharad, by the way, is my personal trainer and he's a wellness partner. There's Dominic, there's Lauren, Marcia, Chantel, and Aves. Welcome. I don't know if any of you have a question for Janie before we let her go. I know she has another engagement. If you have a question for her, you may open your mic and ask the question just before she leaves. Any question for Janie? All right.
hey Donna, could I add something really quick?
Sure.
Something that's really, really important. Part of the success that I've had is that, I mean, I made the choice to show up for myself in this way and to keep going. I've never stuck with anything this long,
Mm-hmm.
in regards to my health, almost a year. Before it would be, 2 weeks, maybe a month,
Mm-hmm.
maybe two, if I was lucky.
Mm-hmm.
Part of my journey and the success that I've had so far is the people that I'm surrounding myself with, the community that's with Zalevo. It is incredible. There is a beautiful culture of love and light and encouragement. And because there are those days when it feels difficult, when it feels really hard.
Mm-hmm.
And um, there's people there to lift and love on you and help you through. I know Jill's been there for me at different times and has helped me to be like, okay, Janie, it's okay. It's all right. It's okay. You can get back up. And
Mhm.
so anyway, that's something that I think is very much worth mentioning and really honoring that, because that is part of the beautiful journey. So
You look amazing. And so congratulations again. And thanks for sharing your story. And I applaud your consistency, because it's easy to give up if you don't see the results right away. I remember when I started, I didn't see the results right away, but I liked how I felt. So I just continued. And then one day, all of a sudden, nothing fits. I'm still struggling to find stuff to wear, but it's a good problem to have. So I know your journey and I applaud you, and keep it up. We're here to cheer you on, and thank you so much for being here. I know you have to leave, so feel free to exit the meeting when you can. If you want to stay and listen some more, then that's fine as well. All right, so welcome again, everyone. That was Janie Marks, and she was sharing her journey with Zalevo. I also have Jill Birth, and I'm going to give the mic over to Jill to share her Zalevo story. Not just Zalevo, but I know Jill lost a lot of weight since 2010. In fact, she sent me a video of herself and I didn't recognize the person. I was like, oh my gosh, is this the same person? And so I invited her to share that, because she has kept it off over 10 years now. And it shows that I used to look and see people saying they lost 70 pounds and 40 pounds. And I'm like, how? And I'm struggling to lose 5. How do they do it? And I tried for years until I was actually just looking for a probiotic and happened on to Zalevo. And the person told me to, buy the whole menu of products, not just the probiotic, because they all work symbiotically. And that did it for me. But Jill, share how you did it. For someone who's struggling and wanting to lose weight, they're working out. Like my trainer can attest to that. I worked out hard. I would work out, I was consistent, and I just could not lose the weight, because for me, it was more than just my diet. It was also hormonal issues. It was just a combination of things. And when we see people struggling with weight, sometimes we assume that maybe they're not putting the fork down, when it has nothing to do with that. So I'm going to open the mic to you. Hand the mic to you to share your story and to inspire someone who may be online watching now or will watch later, how they can be just like you.
Oh, just like you too, because we've all had incredible stories. Donna, did you say that how old did you say you are?
55. I'm going to be 55 in a few weeks, in May.
Oh my gosh, girl, wow, you look amazing. You're incredible.
Thank you.
Wow. And I can attest that Janie takes her frother with her everywhere she goes. She brings it with her.
I should get one of those. Yeah, I should get one, because I travel with my products. And so, I'm thinking I'm traveling in May. How am I going to take my blender to the hotel? So a frother is a perfect thing to have for, in that hotel room.
Yeah.
Bring a blender to the hotel. So that's a great idea.
Well, Donna, thank you for inviting Janie and I to the call tonight. And I love Zalevo. I love, for someone that is a food addict like myself, that it just makes things so simple. So I started my weight loss journey when I was in the 3rd grade, when the school nurse told me I was one fat little kid and needed to go home and get on a diet. And I was 142 pounds in 3rd grade. So that set me on my quest of doing so many different things in my life, starting with Weight Watchers and then Nutrisystem, just so many things. And then finally, so many things happened in my life, if you've heard my story or watched my video, that led me to the place of like, okay, I've got to do something. So I actually tried out for the Biggest Loser show, if you've seen that. And I was one of the semifinalists to get on the show. And when I didn't get on the show, I was devastated. Like I was one of those people that I was sitting on my couch, drinking Diet Coke and eating pizza, watching The Biggest Loser. And I was like, oh my gosh, they're so inspirational. I want to be just like them. And so, but I didn't, I didn't end up getting on the show. And so I made a vow with myself that day. I made a deal that I was going to put on my vision board. I ended up doing a vision board and putting, because mindset's so important. I could do a whole nother call on that, but just being able to, I put up there, your power to inspire. And I'm like, even though I'm not going to be doing it on the Biggest Loser show, I can still do this. I can finally do this. I had that mind shift change. And I wanted to be that inspiration for other people, that if I can, release the weight that I've had on for years and years, that then they can do it too. So I started out at 263 pounds. And over the next year, I played along with The Biggest Loser, like my friends that did get on The Biggest Loser, because I went to the final interviews and made friends, and they would like tell me what they were doing on The Biggest Loser ranch and things like that. So I played along with them for the 7 months that they were on the ranch. And I ended up dropping 100 pounds while they were, doing all that crazy exercise on the ranch. So I went on to lose 132 pounds and got down to half my body weight. I got down to 131 pounds. And I was running marathons. I was on top of the world. And then life happened. I put on a few more pounds. COVID happened. I put on a little bit more, but now it's coming right back off again with Zolevo. So I'm so grateful for the nutrition that we have here. And Doneth, do you mind if I go into the different formulations really quick? Is that okay?
Sure. I was about to ask you to do that.
Okay. Perfect, because it kind of interweaves with my story. So the Ultra 30 shake, it does so many things. It supports weight loss, weight maintenance, healthy BMI, lean muscle, just helps pack on that lean muscle at a really rapid rate. And especially for we women that, get to a certain age in our 30s, we start losing the lean muscle tissue. And so just being able to assist that lean muscle assist the lean muscle and even get the gains in the gym, it's super important for us. It supports gut health, our immune health, and our heart health. So what I love about the shake, and Donna, when I travel, I just do it in the Zolevo shaker bottle, and I just put ice in there with about this much water, and it tastes just like chocolate milk to me. So, but it's a full meal replacement. It's got all the minerals, the vitamins, the nutrients that we need to really create a healthy meal. And for someone, I started out with me being a food addict. I really have been in my past. I've even done courses on food addiction with women. But being able to replace 1 or 2 meals a day with a shake really helps me with my mindset, because I only have to figure out one or the other meal. I usually do 2 shakes a day, but I only have to figure out 1 meal in the kitchen, which is so great for me because I don't love to meal prep. I just don't, but I will, if it's going to help me, because we know, Donna, you and I talked about this, that it's like a percentage of exercise, and then a percentage of it is really what you're eating. And for me, that really, in my life, it's been 85% nutrition. I know there's other numbers out there, and 15% in the gym, because I can work out like crazy in the gym, and I was. But if your eating habits don't change, or your hormone levels are off, Donna, like we talked about, then you're not getting the weight loss results that you're looking for. So the next formulation that I want to talk about is the Fortitude 85. I love it. It's like my rocket fuel and antidepressant all together in one. And I know we can't say antidepressant, but sometimes I get like sad or I lose my motivation. I'm trying to say compliant things, but it just really helps calm. Yes, look, I've got mine right here too. I keep it right here at my desk with me. And I'm like, I think I'm feeling a little stressed. And I just pop a couple of these. So, but it combats stress, it supports weight loss, it helps balance your biochemistry and your mood. And it also helps with gut and your immune health as well, and your cardiovascular health, and for energy and endurance. And I love that part because as a runner, I love, and I'll get into the e-vibe and the burn mode in a minute, but the fortitude really helps me with that. So for your friends that really, I mean, 2020 did a number on a lot of us, and some people are still recovering from that. Like they're depressed, they're sad, they're lonely. In fact, before 2020 even hit or came, it was the Surgeon General for the United States came and spoke at a big Christian conference here where I live. And he was talking about how loneliness was the #2 epidemic in the United States. And that was before 2020 even hit. So I'm like, oh, I'm sure that shot to #1 really, really quick. And so the Fortitude 85 just really, really helps combat that anxiety and the depression and the stress. Those were all non-compliant, by the way. Well, I guess it did. I didn't say that it like took them away. It doesn't, it just helps combat those. So, and then I want to go on to the burn mode. So intermittent fasting is a really big deal right now. A lot of people are talking about, it's kind of the buzzword out there right now. I've done intermittent fasting for 20 years. And so I knew what it does. I know what it does for my body. And now we know what autophagy is. If you guys don't know what that is, we have a video about it, or you can Google what autophagy is. But our burn mode actually helps us get into autophagy while we're doing our intermittent fasting. So it helps, the burn mode supports detoxification. It helps with autophagy and cell health. It helps with our liver health, our immune health, and to maintain your healthy blood sugar even while you're doing the fasting. So some people are like, well, I just fast. Like, I don't need help fasting. I'm like, well, how's your blood sugar while you're fasting? So a lot of people will fast, but then their blood sugar dips so far that they are like, oh my gosh, they're going for the chips in the pantry or whatever it is, just to bring their blood sugar right back up. So
Or they're angry.
Yeah, hangry. Yes.
Yes.
Hangry is a real word, right? It's a real word. So if you think of your body like a tank of gas, with the upper half being your carb stores and the lower half being your fat stores, when you start an intermittent fast, you start depleting your carb stores. And then you have this period of time that you're dipping down into your fat stores when your body is like, Mayday, Mayday, like we need more carbs in our body. And that's when people go for the chips or the Oreos or whatever, was in the pantry. But if you can just get through that 20 to 40 minute period of time, you'll dip down into your fat stores, and then your body, you're not hungry anymore. Like your body's starting to burn the fat and it's fueling your body. And that's pretty much what we call ketosis. And then you just keep going through that ketosis into autophagy, where you're really digging down into your cell health and just really sloughing off the unhealthy cells. And it also helps with your fat cells as well, just really breaking down the fat cells so that your fat can be utilized for fuel. So I love the burn mode. It helps me so much with not only the weight loss, the fat loss, but to get an autophagy, but with inflammation. It helps me a ton about that. So if I would have known about fasting and the burn mode when I was back in 3rd grade, I swear I wouldn't have struggled with my weight my entire life. Like, just knowing what I know now, I just know how many people that we can help with what we know. Okay, I'm going to move into the e-vibe because it just rocks my world every single day. So the e-vibe, so when we were bringing out, so I've been at Zalevo since before Zalevo even was here. And so when they were putting in the lineup of formulations, I told Kirsty and the formulation team, I'm like, we need something for energy. And she was like, no, we don't, because if your body was functioning properly, then you don't need an energy supplement. And I'm like, trust me, people need an energy supplement, like they just do. So I love that they, you know, and she said, well, we'll get the nutrition in your body, then you won't need the eVibe. But I just love the pick me up in the morning. Like people have their coffee or whatever, and I don't drink coffee. So I drink eVibe in the morning. So it supports your energy, it supports weight loss. Donnath, I don't know about you, but Janie, I know Janie and I have talked about it. It curbs our appetite. So it's an appetite. I don't know if it's an appetite suppressant, but that's what it does for us is
Yes,
curb our
me too.
appetite. Oh, good. Okay. It helps with focus and acuity. So if you've noticed, you drink it and you're just more sharp. Like I'm like, oh, if I'm feeling that I'm kind of a little bit down, I'm like, oh, I have a Zoom call coming up. I got to get sharp for that call, you know? So it just helps with that. And it helps a ton with stamina and performance. So I think it's, oh, who is it on the call that's the trainer? Is it Sharad?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So since we don't have like a pre-workout drink, this is what we do for pre-workout. We do our eVibe and our burn combined, and you can do the collagen in there too, like Jeannie does in the morning. But before my workout, it's eVibe and burn, and it just helps your cardiovascular. It helps with the burn has nitric oxide in it, so it just helps you to be able to breathe better and all the things there. And it helps you have a healthier mood. The eVibe does. So those are some things I love about that. You can have one or two of them every day. I usually have a half in the morning before my workout with my burn mode, and then I'll have another half in the afternoon sometime. Or I just put it in a big shaker bottle and drink it throughout the day. Okay, so let's go into the Biome Sync. So we have two formulations for gut health. One's called Biome Sync Trim, the other one's called Biome Sync Daily. So the Biome Sync Trim has 3 strains of pre and probiotics that do that are there for a specific reason. So they are there we have the studies about it all on the website, but it goes in and helps reduce your visceral fat, your fat that's around your organs, your belly fat, that is the most dangerous fat. And it goes in and just helps melt that away. I don't even know how else to explain it, because once I got on it, my waist was just going down, right? Can you guys, those of you that have been on it, right? So it supports fat metabolism. It helps get rid of the visceral fat. It supports weight loss and weight management. It also is a gut and digestive health aid, and it supports immune health as well. And then we pair that along with the Biome Sync Daily, which is the overall gut health, which is, it's for cognitive health. Have you guys heard that our gut is our second brain? Have you heard that a lot with the gut health stuff that's out right now? So it's true, like our gut contributes to our mood, our cognitive health, our immune system, just all of the things. So if people are like, oh my gosh, Jill, I just have a ton of anxiety, depression, the first 3 things I get them on is the shake for the nutrients, the Biome Sync Daily for their gut health, and the Fortitude 85 for their overall, if they don't want to start with all the things. Now, just to be really mindful of this, our entire system works synergistically together. So, after we come off of a burn day, the best thing to do is to have a burn days. Sometimes we have a fasting app that you push start, and it counts down the hours of how long you're burning, and it tells you what's happening during that time, like you're getting into ketosis and then autophagy and just all the timeline around it. But some people don't want to do the long fast. Some people decide that they just want to have a burn mode at night before they go to bed. Like if they're going to eat dinner or have their shake around like 6 p.m., then they'll have their burn mode around like 8 or 9. They'll go to bed, and then they'll get up and have another burn mode if they want to keep going into their fasting. And then maybe they don't eat until like 10 or 11 in the morning. And so you can do that. But as soon as you come off of a burn, the first thing you want to go into your body is one of our Ultra 30 shakes. not just because of all the nutrients in it, but it has the protein that's just going to go in there and just help build that lean muscle tissue when your body is depleted, and help maintain that and sustain that for sure. Because the last thing we want you to do is to be losing weight and losing muscle. We don't want you to lose the lean muscle, right? We want you to keep that and even grow your lean muscle as you're trimming down as well. Does that make sense?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. All right. And Donna, I have like some little images that I'll send you that say like how to do a burn day, how to do, how to calculate your protein. That's the number one thing that we help people with, is to calculate what protein do they need every single day to maintain that lean muscle tissue as you're losing the weight. So I hope all that helped. Do you have any questions, Donna or Janie, right away? And then we can open it up for other questions.
While they're thinking about their question, I'm going to share my screen and see if I can share this video. 1 second. Let's see.
A question said, do you have to do intermittent fasting in order to benefit from the burn mode? No. What you would want to do is have the burn mode, right? Probably the best time to do it would be at night, so that it's on in your body and working on you all throughout the night. That would be the best way to do just daily burn, so that you're getting the oh my gosh, the antioxidant load is just huge from that burn mode. So you're going to want that first. Also, is there any side effects from any of the products? No, there's no side effects at all. I mean, if you're on a lot of medications, for sure, consult with your doctor, but when you do go to the doctor, I would say, hey, I'm going to start on this system, on this collection, on this system. Will you please monitor me while I do this? Because if you go to your doctor and take it to him and say, this is what I'm going to do, is that okay with you? They're not covered. Their malpractice doesn't cover any health supplementation. It only covers, the stuff that the FDA is approving, like medications and things like that. So you'll just want your doctor to monitor you. Just say, will you please monitor me while I'm doing this system? But we don't have anything, as far as heart medications or anything, nothing that like counteracts with each other. And we haven't had any side effects at all.
Okay, all right, so let me play the video, and if there are other questions, then feel free to ask them. So let me now share David's story. I played earlier, but I think we were.
Before you do that, I'm going to answer the next question. Just really quick, it said, what advice would you give to an individual who thinks it's too much to supplement It's too much supplements to take in one day. Okay. So I feel like the person just doesn't know the value of what the supplements are doing in their body if they feel like that's too many supplements. I mean, when I started in the health and wellness industry, I was coaching so many women and they would come in with a big bag full of supplements and just like blah, 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 like all over the floor and pour them out. And I'm like, okay, well, you won't need this anymore, because it's all in our supplements. So it just depends on, maybe the person isn't really is a super healthy person, and maybe they don't feel like they need very many supplements. So for that person, I would find out what their needs are. Like, are they, wanting to lose weight, or are they just wanting to gain more, lean muscle tissue, or, is it a combination of things? Like, are they wanting to get more gains in the gym, but they're a little bit stressed out at their job? So if that's the case, then just start with a few things, like start with the Ultra 30 shakes to help them get more gains in the gym. Maybe, for the pre-workout and e-vibe, if they're already on a pre-workout, then they don't, need to start that right now, but start them on the Fortitude 85 and the shakes. So, we don't want to overwhelm people, and we do want to meet them where they're at. And at the same time, I'm like, just start on all the things so that you can feel the difference in your body. And it has a 30-day back money guarantee. So if you're like, this isn't for me, you can send it back. But we can start people wherever they're at. If we want to just start them with a few different things, then we can do that too. I hope that answered your question.
Just to add to Jill, my husband has like 7% body fat. He has a six-pack abs and very muscular. And actually, he eats way more than me, but he takes a lot of supplements. And I used to be like, oh my gosh, why you take so many things? And you'd be like, that's why I look like this. So he will have his B12 and his this and his creatine and, and I'm like, why do you need all of that? And he says, if you were supplementing, you would lose weight. You can't get everything you need from your food. First, we don't eat the variety that we need in our diet. Sometimes we stick to the same things over and over. Think about it. You basically eat the same things every week, maybe prepared a different way. And there are some things that you just can't get from that diet, or the limitations that you have placed on your diet. And I realized and I mean, this is nothing compared to what he takes. But now he's on my Fortitude 85. So I had to buy a couple of extra bottles because he realized that it actually works. When you have those long days. I don't know, for the persons on the call who don't know me, I'm actually a lawyer by profession. And there are days when I'm actually trying to read a case or drafting something, and I'm skipping over because I just can't, I just want to get through the pages. I'm not retaining anything. And I'll just stop myself, drink some e-vibe, and take my Fortitude 85. So I have one at home and I have one on my desk. And trust me, it has made a difference. So you go to the doctor and they give you a pile of medication and we don't question it, right? We go home and we take them because we're told they're going to make us feel better. But these are natural herbs that we get to try, and we find that they work. And I would rather take something that has no side effects. Known side effects. At least I have the side effects I've been getting are all positive side effects. So I'd rather spend money on a supplement to help me keep my brain strong, keep my skin healthy, and so on, than to wait until my body has deteriorated to the point where I need to take prescription medication. So I now get it that you have to supplement your food. So you can be minimalistic about it. Like I said, I don't take anything else out. So now I've stripped I add my vitamin B12. I still take that. And what else? I think that's it. Everything else, I went and did a full executive profile with my doctor. And even my iron, which was low, I've always had problems with my hemoglobin levels, and they were normal. And I had stopped taking my iron supplements. So I think there is also some iron, enough iron in the Ultra 30 meal that gives you, for those who have anemia or anything like that, you still get that from the full spectrum meal. So
And I wanna-
supplementation is important.
Sorry, I just wanted to add really quick before you play the video that our ingredients are sourced from all around the world. And I know that those of you on the Zoom call don't know Kirsty and her background in formulation. And her dad is he's a master herbalist. He's a master formulator, and she's learned under him for years and years. And anyway, her background is substantial, and it's just incredible, the great lengths that they go to find and to source these ingredients all around the world, and to really bring us the best of the best. And then they're manufactured here in the United States. So I just wanted to let everybody know, because I know that some of you have been on the call with Kirsty and know her brain and her knowledge. And I wish I knew as much as
These
she
are all
does.
new people.
Oh, they're all new. Okay. Well, let's get Kirsty on with them at some point, especially for those people that want all the nitty gritty details of everything. Cause mine just comes out in like blonde girl terms, and really just along with my story, because I know the benefits of all of this and what it's done for me specifically. So I'm just excited.
And we have
a
full video with Kirsty going through all the different products. So I encourage you to go to my YouTube channel, Happily Ever Cartwright, and you'll see that video. It was really good. She went into details about every product in the basket so that you'll understand and you'll be able to select which one you think best suits your need. Also, there is a 1-minute survey that we send to you. So whoever invited you, ask them for this 1-minute survey so you can complete that. And it will give us an idea as to what you need. What are you struggling with? Bloating? Are you struggling with brain fog? Are you struggling with energy? And they'll be able to put together, especially if you're on a budget and you're not able to complete the entire menu of products, you'll be able to select the ones that can resolve those issues, and then you can keep adding to your basket as you go along. As at the end of the day, what you want is ultimate and optimum health and wellness. So let me share David's story, because I think it's pretty incredible. I shared it at the top of the meeting, and for those who came in late, I think it's worth repeating. So here we go.
My health was so bad at the end of June last year, I personally did not believe I would be alive to celebrate Christmas.
David and I have known each other for at least 3 decades. And what David didn't realize, because of his personality, his love for life, and especially the way he treated his sweetheart, he became a mentor of mine. And over those years, he was a strong, vibrant person with a health challenge that started to go downhill.
My health challenges actually began when I was 32 years old. I was working for a drugstore down in the St. George area. I had an accident. I stood up under a wooden beam, and it put me on the floor for about 15 minutes. And when I got up after 15 minutes, and I was just fine. I didn't know that there was anything different about me. I was put under a lot of stress, and it was the stress that I was put under that caused my very first chest pain. I didn't know what had hit me. It put me on the floor. I had 3 chest pains that day at the store. We went to the hospital, and while I was there, I had one of those major chest pains, and it registered on the EKG. He says, I don't know how to tell you this, but you're having a massive heart attack. But they said, you have no enzymes in the blood. We don't know what your problem is. You're a medical enigma. And they sent me home to play hard, to work hard, to do whatever. But I found that I couldn't do hard physical labor. Any hard physical labor sent me into chest pains. But that was my life for 35 years. I had some periods during that time trying to find things that would help my health. We found some things that helped some, but it never took all of the pain away. And I would have chest pain sometimes 10 times a day. I couldn't do a lot of the things I loved doing. I had to have somebody else do it. We found out 35 years after my first chest pain that I had a knotted muscle between my shoulder blades. And once that doctor released that muscle from the position it was in, it was like, oh. But in that 35 years of not being able to exercise, not being able to do hard physical labor, all my muscles had atrophied, no muscle tone at all. And so trying to build that back was difficult. And it was about that time that maybe just a little before, that my energy levels began to dip.
He'd go out to do something in the yard, and then he'd have to come in. He'd say, Jerry, I can't stay out here any longer. And sometimes I would assist him to come back in.
I could maybe last for 20 minutes, and then all my energy was spent, and I would have to come in for anywhere from 2 to 4 hours on the bed. That left a whole bunch of work for my sweetheart, and that was hard. It's hard for her, and it was especially hard for me, mentally and emotionally. I couldn't be the kind of a husband I wanted to be. I wanted to be able to do my part. And it just hurt my heart to see my wife have to do that.
I felt like we had a lot more years that I wanted to spend doing fun things before we ever came to the point where we were considering losing one another.
My health was so bad at the end of June last year, I personally did not believe I would be alive to celebrate Christmas. It was about that period of time, my friend Jim Rhodes came by. He came to visit, and when he left, I didn't walk him out to the car like I usually do to say goodbye. And he wanted to know why I wasn't coming out. And I says, because I can't get back up the stairs. It's only 3 steps, but it was too hard. So 2 or 3 days later, he showed up. He just said, I'm sick and tired of seeing you sick and seeing that go downhill. He says, I've got something here that I think will help you. And I've tried all kinds of stuff. Quite frankly, I was skeptical.
And he trusted me enough to say, okay. And we mixed it, and he took it while I was there.
I called him about 3 hours later because I had had something happen in that 3 hours I hadn't had happen in 7 years. I did not have an energy drop. I called him and I said, I hate to tell you this, Jim, but I liked that shake. My health just got better and better and better. Now I can go outside and I can work. Well, last weekend I went out and worked for 6 straight hours.
I'll let you do that one.
I'm just excited that I have something that I can take that I know has given me 100% of the nutrition I need in my body, and that nutrition is able to allow my body to heal. This has just changed my life in major ways. I feel like now I can be a contributing part of this family, and my wife doesn't have to do all of the work. I am now 76, halfway to 77, and I feel like I'm 55.
That story makes my
Amazing.
heart, it makes my heart so happy because I know them personally. And I knew David before he started on this and his quality of life. And yeah, so it makes my heart so happy to see this video.
Nice, very nice. All right, are there any questions? Any further questions? All right, if there's none, then I want to thank you all for coming. We kept it at exactly 1 hour. I want to thank Janie, who left because she had another engagement. And I want to thank Jill from the bottom of my heart for being here and for sharing with us. And I'm sure that since there are no questions, that everybody is clear. So I have a special offer for the person who orders. The first person who orders after this call, I will ship you a free e-vibe just to build that energy. So if your order is through Sharad or it's on my site or Jessica, who is, I'm not sure who invited you, but those are my members of my team, then you get a free e-vibe, and I'm sure you'll enjoy that.
And can I offer something too? Are you good with that?
Sure.
We didn't talk about this, but
Sure.
for any of you that come in with the Ultimate Collection, like all the things to put in your body, I'll send you a free, I'll send you a Renpho scale. I love the Renpho scales just off Amazon because it shows you all of your markers, like your hydration level, your visceral fat. It shows you all these things. So if you come in with an Ultimate Collection, then just don't have to let me know who they are, and give me their addresses and their names, and I'll send them to them.
Awesome, awesome. We will surely do that. Thank you so much for that offer.
It even shows you your age, like your body age, and it makes me so mad because I'm going to be 50 on Monday, but it tells me that my body age is like 52, and I'm like, dang it, I got to get that age down, So that's the number I'm looking at the most.
Okay, sounds good. All right, so guys, you hear it, it's a wrap, and I thank you all for coming. I hope you learned something tonight, and remember, it doesn't stop here. Do your own research. Research autophagy, research fasting and the impact it has. And trust me, you're going to need that burn mode to fuel you through that fast. It makes a difference. I did intermittent fasting before, and I never got results from it until I added burn mode to that routine. It kept you going, it kept your blood sugar, it made you feel lighter, and it detoxed your body. And who doesn't like a good detox? I can say that my health, my skin, and everything benefited from me putting that formulation in my body. And I am challenging you to make that change. Some people complain that it's expensive. Honestly, guys, if you do the math and calculate what you have to buy at the food store to prepare just a regular meal, it's way more than, in fact, my grocery bills have gone down. Because once I have I replace sometimes 2 meals because I'm lazy sometimes, and you can get away with just not having to cook anything and just have another smoothie or just have the shake. And my garbage on a Thursday, they take out the garbage twice per week in my community. And sometimes I hardly have anything in the garbage because I'm not cooking a bunch of stuff. And my groceries, I just pick up fresh fruits, vegetables, stuff for my salads. I'm not eating a lot of carbs. I have rice and all those things in my cupboard, and I don't even have the interest to prepare those things. I actually feel satisfied from my meals. So I challenge you to take up the offer and change your life, change your health. All right, so thanks for coming. The fact that you're here means that you care and you've invested some time. And the greatest thing you could give to anyone is your time. So thank you for your time. I love you for being here. And good night.
Donna, thank you.
Thank you, Jill.
So good.
Appreciate
Love
you.
You're
Love you
welcome.
too.
Okay,
All right,
ya.
guys. Thank you.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.